Welcome everyone. My name is Carlos Teroncoli. I will be trying a little bit moderator in this conversation, and it's going to be really interactive. So thank you, Mathijs, for being here tonight. Tonight it's already 8 o'clock, so thank you for making some time in the evening for us. All right, maybe Mathijs, you can introduce yourself to anyone who doesn't know you yet.
Yes, probably a lot of you are watching this this video. I am Mathijs Rutten. I'm Director Facilities Management at NHL Stenden. And that means that my department takes care of all the real estate of NHL Stenden, as well as the development, as well as the maintenance of our real estate. And we take care of all the facilities in the school. So the cleaning, the security, the help desk, the NHL Stenden My Card, the copy shop, the ice shop, the coffee machines, and so on and so on.
There's actually a lot.
It's
Probably
quite a lot, yes.
there won't be any students without coffee. So
No, it is funny because in talking about sustainability, the coffee is always subject of conversation.
Yeah.
And especially the coffee cups, but I think we'll come up with that later.
Yeah, definitely. That's definitely one topic. All right. Well, today is Tuesday, so it's going to be about Biosphere. For the one that do not know, Biosphere is actually one part of, like, they divide the Sustainable Development Goals in different categories, and
Mhm.
on the bottom you have Biosphere, which includes 4 Sustainable Development Goals, and well, they all have something to do with the environment. So it has to be like related to climate action and to life on Earth, wildlife in this case, and also life in water. So
Mhm.
today we're going to discover a bit what NHL Standen is doing about uh, sustainability, about the biosphere. And I think
Mhm.
Matthias can really help us with studying that, because I can imagine that the building of NHL Standen has kind of an impact on the earth and on where we live. So I
Mhm.
was wondering if you could already like tell us if what is the impact of NHL Standen building, like, and also like, well, we were talking about coffee machines, so maybe we can go also to another topic of NHL Standen
Mhm.
on our planet right now.
Um, of course I can. One of the, I think it's one of the first things that that you encounter is the technical part of sustainability in real estate. Of course, our buildings are having solar panels for making energy from solar energy. Of course, we've got things like it's a warmth, cold, hot, cold storage. It's two different holes in the ground, one with hot water, one with cold water, and we use the hot water to heat the building and the cold water um, to cool the building. And but that's most of the times the technical part of our real estate. And in Holland we have a regulation that all universities, all the educational buildings should be energy neutral in 2050. So we have made a plan for towards to 2050 to make every time our real estate a little bit more sustainable. Um, and we are trying to do all this that measures to make our real estate more sustainable. When we are doing some refurbishment or some rebuilding or renovations on our building, so we can use our money in an efficient way. So that's the technical part of real estate and sustainability. Also in our facility services, and then of course it's the coffee cups. It's a very interesting point because I think in the last 2 years I've spoken with a lot of student groups who have ideas of making our coffee cups or drinking coffee, drinking tea more sustainable. The coffee which is actually in the machine is kind of sustainable because when we purchase when we had the procurement process for the coffee, we added some requirements about sustainability labels, about fair trade on the kind of coffee we use in the machine. So you probably drink kind of sustainable and sustainable coffee. The cups is a different story because there are two kinds of opinions about the cups, because we've got one stream that says, okay, you better can use your own cup and wash your cup with water and soap, so that you can reuse your own cup all the time. But there are also people say, yeah, but the use of water and the use of soap, it's not that sustainable also. So you better can use reuse of paper cups, recycled paper cups, which you can recycle again and again. And then the opposite say, yeah, but it takes energy also to reuse the cups. But I think we got kind of solution. It's kind of a, how do you say it, primeur tonight that I can say something about a biogas installation, which we are actually going to buy. And our coffee supplier, it is Selecta, is doing already some tests with if we can use those cups as fuel for the biogas installation. So we can, of course, you can use your paper cup again and again till it's not that clean anymore. But at the end, we can collect them, and probably we can also put them in the biogas installation, and we are going to use the gas to cook in, for example, 1A or in the canteen. So it's another way of reusing the cups.
Yes, like this is also the project with Cirque, with René, right?
Yes.
Yeah, he will be on here on our first day to tell us more about the whole installation indeed. So I'm really excited about that. Can't wait. But so
yes,
you're involved with that.
You know, and it's really unique because there is no other high school which is using already a biogas installation. And we are going to use it as a showcase because also the provincie Friesland also are interested in the project, and they asked us also to make it a showcase so they can also bring people here from restaurants, from leisure industry, to come to NHL Stenden and watch how it is used and watch is the and how you can use your biogas installation in a sustainable way.
Yeah. Well, thank you. So actually, NHL Stenden is doing a lot about sustainability, but still there are probably margin of improvements. So looking at the long term, what are the things that NHL Stenden still need to achieve about sustainability? Well, we're not circular yet. We didn't achieve the 2050 goal yet. So I guess there's a long way to go. But maybe there are some future projects already on the...
I think sometime before the Corona pandemic, we were talking about a goal for making our university garbage free of garbage. And one of the first steps is of course reuse your garbage, so that it's not garbage anymore, but it's a basic product for something else. But it starts very early in the supply chain, and it starts with getting no garbage in the school, or no products which will end up in the garbage can. And in Omrin, our garbage collector company, a lot of students, they ask us, why do we not separate our different garbage in the school? Because in the end, it's just going all in the same container. And there's a very simple reason for that, because that Omrin is separating all the different types of garbages and plastics in their factory in Heerenveen.
Yes.
And they told us, you can separate all your garbage streams, and but it's better to let us do it, because we have to do it anyway. Also, if you put different kinds of garbage in different cans, we have to separate it anyway. And of course, we are using separate bins for paper and for food leftovers and for glass. But and most of the garbage we produce in a university is plastic. It's the PET flash, the plastic bottles for drinking a Coke or even for water. So we are trying to start early in the supply chain also. And for example, a nice example is also the plastic bottles of water, because, you know, it's not going that fast, but hopefully next academic year, we will stop with selling water in plastic bottles. So we are trying to create different, we call it water bars, on different places in the school, where you can refill your own water bottle, your own reusable water bottle, and maybe we can add some nice add-ons like a piece of lime or some mint, so you can also flavor your water.
Yeah.
But in that way, we want to reduce all the garbage we produce.
Okay. Talking about water as an example, why can we already stop right now with selling water in plastic bottles? What is actually the reason behind? And well, I haven't been in canteen for a while right now, but we also had like plastic cups with like lemonade within it. So I saw that. So I was wondering, what is the reason behind that we can just like quit it right now?
For the water bottles, it's just also because we've got a lot of water in the storage rooms left. So we have to, you know, we cannot throw it away. So we want to use it, and we want to stop buying the water in plastic bottles. You know, for the plastic cups, for the lemonade and the juices, it's the same like the coffee cups, because in one way you can say maybe it's more sustainable to put the juice in glass and sell the juice in a glass. But you know, a glass is going into the dishwasher, takes hot water, it takes some soap to clean it, and how sustainable is that? And then at the end, maybe we can just maybe it is better and more sustainable to use the plastic cups, but with recycled plastic. You know, it's it's a very difficult discussion.
Yeah, definitely. There's no end.
And it's
circular. Like sustainability.
No, it's a circular discussion. Yes.
Yeah, of course. All right, thank you. Well, we have been talking about little projects. What about more like bigger projects? Like I heard that we also want to change the campus. There are some ideas about also working about that. Maybe you can tell something more about that. Like, okay, we have solar panels right now on the roofs of NHL Stenden. Are there any other implementation that could actually make the building more sustainable?
I think that's kind of difficult, and it's also very expensive. And I will tell you why. Because the most you can make a building the most sustainable when you start building it, and by using sustainable materials like a lot of wood, for example. In the past, we did not choose for the use of sustainable materials. So one way of looking at it is that we now are trying to make our buildings more sustainable by making it a long-lasting building. So we can normally you count on about 30 years for buildings, 30, 40 years. But now we are trying to conserve our buildings and maintain our buildings so they can last a lot, very long.
Yes.
And on the other hand, one way of doing that is also trying to make our buildings flexible, so that maybe in 20 years or 25 years, the function of our building is not a university anymore, but maybe it is kind of an elderly home. So we try to make our buildings in the way that you can transform it into a building with other functions for society. But that's the buildings. You know, when you look at the big square between the two buildings on our campus in Leeuwarden, it's a lot of stone. And I think one of the ways we want to contribute to a more sustainable environment is also to put more green, more trees, more plants, maybe a park, and try also to connect our campus site, the green part of our campus site, with the other green the green regions in the city of Leeuwarden. For example, the Leeuwarden Bos in the north of Leeuwarden, Drengers Park very nearby, which is connected with the Prinsentuin. And also by bringing more green, more trees in your environment, it's got positive effect on, of course, on health of people, because people are more happy and more healthy in green environments. It also brings down temperature in the city, because trees can help the city cool down. And of course, for water management in a city, it's very important that you also not have a lot of stones or squares or roads with pavements, but just soil where the water can go in.
Yeah.
So a green environment in our campus is very important. And also looking at the region of Friesland, where the blue zone, the concept of the blue zone is very, it's very hot. We try to connect our campus with that kind of initiatives.
Yeah. Yes. All right. Interesting. Well, talking about this, like, I'm now wondering, what do we need to do in order to make sure that we can make our campus green, or we can have more trees on the campus? What do we need to do about that in order to make sure that will happen? A part of investing probably a lot of money.
What we I mean in this case my department of facility management, we are trying to involve more and more students in all the goals we are describing, but also in the projects we are doing, for example, on our campus. And this kind of meetings, this kind of invitations you did to me for talking about this subject tonight, helps us also, because there's only one way we can achieve all these sustainable goals, and it's if our students they force us to be more sustainable. You know, when you, for example, I hope you all know the sustainable, it's kind of a sustainability ranking list for universities. They being in that ranking brought us that we were able to collect a lot of all the sustainable initiatives which we are doing in school and also in our educational programs. But we talk not that much about all these initiatives, and I think we should bring it all together. And it's kind of strange that in our educational programs we teach your studies of our students how to be more sustainable, but then in the daily business of our school, sustainability is not that kind of a topic. So it's very good that you as students force us to be more sustainable. And you know, of course, probably everybody knows practice what you preach, but I prefer to use practice what you teach, so that we as our university, we should show our students, show you that we know what sustainability is and that we are trying to leave this earth a little bit better than we found it when we were born.
Yes. Well, we hope we can make all together we can make a change. We will see.
Mm-hmm.
It also takes time. That's maybe something also that you can tell us about. It's not something like you do from one day to the other, like also with the biogas system that you're implementing right now at NHL Stenden. It took a lot of time, I guess, to do such a project. So, and partnership also. So maybe you can tell something more about that. At least I'm really interested to know more about the topic.
Mm-hmm. I think it starts with, and I know I'm going to make some of you very happy with this, what I'm going to say now, is that we really should create a place on our campus where we can, on one hand, can show to all our students, our teachers, our staff members, how we are dealing with sustainability in NHL Stenden, and on the other way, where we can invite students and staff and teachers to bring in their ideas of how making our university more sustainable. Because my department, it's about 100 people. We've got 24,000 students in our school. So why shouldn't I use all the knowledge, all the ideas of our students also? It's to help us to get more sustainable. So you know, we established the green wave, the sustainability movement in the school, and I really want to make work of creating a greenhouse on our campus site, a place where all the sustainable initiatives can meet each other, can grow to each other, can influence each other, and that the initiatives and the ideas can only be better and help us a step further in sustainability. So really, in the next academic year, I really want to make work of a greenhouse, a place on our campus in Leeuwarden, and probably also maybe in another form, but also on our other campus sites in Holland, in Emmen, or in Meppel, for example, where a lot of international students are also living, to create a greenhouse there and just to make a next step.
Yes. Now, well, we've been talking a lot about students. You don't have directly students working actually in your department, but actually, like you told, you need students' view. And you were mentioning, first of all, the example of the coffee cups. Are there any other projects a part of the greenhouse and the coffee cups that actually students can work or help with their thoughts about it? Because students do not have experience. They are new in the field of sustainability, but sometimes they
Mhm.
can bring some new ideas that maybe are crazy but still can really contribute. But what what are you looking like when you have to work with a student? What are you looking for? Because that can also be really helpful for students. Okay, what are actually expecting from us? So what can we actually contribute with when we talk about sustainability?
Um, I think different ways of looking at how students can contribute. One of the things is is that students help us to make each other aware of the importance of sustainability. And I know there are looking a lot of our international students, and sorry, fellow Dutch students, but are, in my experience, our international students are more aware about the importance of sustainability than a lot of other Dutch students. A lot of ideas on sustainability, sustainable interventions um, are coming from international students. So the awareness and to that the students talk with each other about the importance of sustainability is one thing. Second one is that I'm always open for offering students a platform for or showing and telling their ideas, or just that we can help students within some sustainable projects of ideas they uh, want to bring into action. We can offer internships. We can uh, we can play a role in the projects of which students are doing. You know, it's very hard for us to get all the things we are doing in our daily business to cut it into small pieces and make it all small projects, because um, I've got I've got also a business to run. The school has to be open every day at 7:30 in the morning. But I really want to offer students a platform or a place where they can experiment with ideas and help them to make some ideas and sustainable actions come true.
Yes. Well, it's also important to mention that you're not really involved with the educational part, but more with the business
No.
operation, which really fits
Yes.
actually also the way of working at NHL Stenden, since we are a University of Applied Science. A lot of us has like practice or as internships during the studies. So yeah, it's really
Hmm.
nice to know that we can actually contribute to NHL Stenden itself, and sometimes we don't need to go like on the other side of the world to make a change. Maybe for ourselves
Oh,
and not
no.
the environment.
Hmm.
All right. Well, thank
Absolutely
you.
true.
I'm also looking to Alina, Annika, and Taisia. Taisia joined a little bit later, but Alina, Annika, one question from my side: were you like aware about everything that's actually going on at NHL Standen? And yeah, feel free to just speak.
Well, I personally was not, so I am happy to hear everything that's going on.
Yeah, and thank you, Alina.
Sorry, can you hear me?
I can hear you. We can hear you.
Okay,
Yes.
because I don't know, my sound didn't work just now. No, I actually didn't know about a lot of things. The only thing I heard of, what was kind of an idea, was to have a bit of a greenhouse for the was from the food waste from the restaurant. But I'm not sure if that was just a challenge of us or actually a project. But I actually wasn't completely aware where we all had also solar panels. So that was very interesting from my side as well.
Yes. Yeah, it's really interesting because we often think about like we have to come up with thousands of ideas about sustainability and in our campus, but still like a lot is actually already going on. So creating like the awareness about what's already playing is really important. Maybe Mathijs, it's also a struggle for you because sometimes you also hear students coming up with, or like also teachers coming up with ideas, and you say like, "Oh, we're already working about that." So maybe it's the. Do you also have like some struggles? What are the struggles that we're facing right now when we talk about sustainability? Also communication wise, whatever.
No, I think the communication that's maybe that's a question to you because you know an idea of a greenhouse is not new, of course, but we are looking for ways to tell students, staff, teachers what we are doing on sustainability already. The solar panels, yeah, of course you don't see them because they're on the roof. You know, so it's difficult to take all the 20,000 students for a guided tour on the roof to see our solar panels. And I don't know how much students are interested in just see the solar panels lying there doing their job. You know, but so is a greenhouse, or do you have any ideas on how which we should make all the sustainability actions visible?
Well, it actually.
I actually really like your idea about like having a place like where students come together, and I was not aware like or completely understood what green wave is, what you mentioned, but like having, because I think we do have people very interested, and also of course that's a different like goal, but with universities fighting world hunger, people wanting to do something for a good cause. So I think that's, and then having a kind of like an area where people come together to talk about, but also where they can find information of what already is being done or is going to be planned.
Okay, thank you.
Annika.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if you were gonna, because you had your microphone off.
Yeah.
No, I was also thinking maybe something on social media, because a lot of students are on social media. Maybe also have like a contact detail who people can contact in case they have ideas of their own, what we can do at NHL Stenden. Maybe also the intranet. I know a lot of students do not actually look at the intranet, so the intranet is not that useful always, but maybe also posting something there or making a SharePoint platform with what is going on. So yeah, those are some ideas, but I also like a lot what Alina said, where students meet up and talk together and just exchange ideas, because you can achieve a lot when you talk to each other and also kind of jump off of other people's ideas.
Definitely. That is also maybe one struggle when I think about NHL Stenden, is that during your student time, you work on a lot of different projects, and it's really important because you need the knowledge and you need to discover a bit what is your interest. But sometimes you start a project and it will just like land somewhere and nobody will have a look at that again. And when we talk about sustainability, it's actually really fun to just create a kind of circularity, or like more kind of continuing process within something that you have been working on. And sorry, I also receive a lot of like invitations right now via email that I have to fill in surveys for other students' research. And on the other side, I'm just like thinking, I would love to do it, but there's no survey. I believe me, there wasn't one survey about sustainability. And I know SDGs, you don't have to mention them like every time. You can also make the connection itself. But like questions were all the same. And then I figure out like maybe it's also like a system that we have to kind of develop in a specific direction. And we can do it indeed with a green office or green house where people can start exchanging idea and trying to create a more like continuous process. Maybe it's also a struggle with working with students. Students stay there for what, 4 years, depends, and then will go away. So students are more on the short term. Maybe Mathijs, you can agree with that. There's no issue with that, but it's more like it's a fact.
Yes, but I do, I think I agree, but thinking sustainable is not short term.
That's true.
Thinking sustainable is for the long term. And what I really would like to achieve with our campuses, that you as a student, that you are talking of, that you till you're 80 years old, you are talking about NHL Stenden, and not only that you got your diploma, but also that you hey, that was a nice university and I could work there on such nice and projects. And one of the things I've been working on is still standing there in the northern part of Leeuwarden. So you Google it, or maybe another, and you find a picture of the project you have been working on. How cool would that be?
Yeah, I think that might be really cool. And indeed, you're right. Sustainable is it's not even in long term. It's like a philosophy of life, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah. Well,
Yeah.
so far, I guess a lot of students are working on the other side. A lot of students are working on sustainability projects. I'm the first one. I'm also looking to Thaisia. Do I pronounce your name correctly?
Yes.
Welcome. Yeah. Maybe you other girls. It's fun that we're just like girls. Mathijs, lucky you. But I've been working on sustainability projects because Annika, I know you worked on the tea house. Maybe you can tell something about that.
Yeah. So last semester for school, actually, we were working together with Bewegingscentrum, and they gave us the assignment to create a concept based on vitality for international students in Leeuwarden.
Mm-hmm.
And then together with 4 other students, we did some research into what the students value themselves, what vitality means to them. And we also looked at what vitality means to us. And we came up with some core values. And then we, of course, wanted to make something also a sustainable concept, because that's so important in today's society. Everything should be sustainable. And well, so we came up with the concept of a tea house, which will hopefully also be implemented. So that's, as you said, Mathijs, looking back in when I'm 80, hopefully seeing I designed this. That would be great. So yeah, it will be a place where you can really go and be mindful, but you can also meet other people. And of course, everything will be run sustainably with local suppliers, and providing a space for the students.
Thank you.
Very nice.
It's really nice. The voice is like perfect.
I'm happy there's so many positive responses.
Yeah. Well, maybe you will see it realized.
I would love that.
Great.
Yeah.
Thank you. I also am curious, Alina, have you ever worked on sustainability projects at school, or your first year, second year, third year?
I'm first year.
So you're DB student.
Yeah. I mean, it is kind of like a bit hard when it also comes to Dutch cuisine. When we have challenges related to that, or where where dish or something else has to be based on it. But yeah, I kind of always try a bit, always, of course, depending on the challenge, but to implement it, because it is something that's also very important for me. And I do actually realize that Notice Hotel, Restaurant Rene, etc., they do try to also implement it in their principles, in what they're doing. So I think it should, yeah, but not directly like something really mainly related to sustainability. Unfortunately, maybe next year it will change.
Yeah. Well, when we talk about profit and making profit, usually it's also hard because you can do it in a sustainable way. There is an SDG like developed for economic growth, and still we're thinking in a traditional way about profit. So yeah, hopefully that will change indeed. Taisia, welcome. Which you're also hospitality management student, or in which academy are you?
No, I'm leisure and events management student.
Okay, you know Annika then, or no?
No, I'm a February starter first year, so I don't know a lot of people
Okay,
yet.
well, welcome. So,
Thank you.
have you ever worked on sustainability projects so far, or have you ever been involved?
I mean, currently not yet because I'm only on my way to finish my first ever project, and it does not really involve sustainability at this point because we just find a solution for a company. So we should focus on their main goal. But actually, when I was participating in volunteering back home, we had this kind of topic. We had the like a festival, but it was actually focused on sustainability for children. Because it's a book festival, but its main topic was actually about the ecological situation. There are different like stations where children were taught how to, for example, sort out garbage, for example, how to distinguish. They were told in a fun way about how it impacts our planet and something like that. So probably it was one of those little things I did. But I feel like at this point, sustainability is more like a lifestyle. So as you probably previously mentioned, that I actually try to implement it in everything I work on, my daily life, something at university. I still try to come up with some ideas to include that.
Yes. Well, you're already here, so we're already talking about sustainability. That's really nice. And we also like during this week we try with this student sustainability week. We also have other events going on, like we will clean up waters on with the sub, and we have a clothes swap on Thursday. So with students, Mathijs, we can also try to do something and make an impact. Oh yeah, Alina had to go. But yeah, looking at the time, it's almost 1 hour that we're talking. So we can probably continue this conversation for hours. But I was thinking maybe we should round off. Mathijs, do you have some extra information that we didn't cover yet that you would like to add? Or Annika and Saizia, would you like to ask some extra questions that we didn't cover yet?
No, just let me finish with the invitation of when you have ideas on how to make NHL more sustainable, NHL Stenden more sustainable. Please contact us. One of my colleagues, Victoria, she is coordinating the green wave, the green movement, sustainability movement on our university. So probably you can, up in the roundup of this student sustainability week, you can also add her contact details. And I'm really looking forward to just to work more together with students for a little bit more better world. So thank you for attending and for looking to this dialogue. Thank you.
I wanted to ask because I found this event actually on Instagram. So what is the best way to actually contact and maybe need any just general help besides ideas from students? What's the best way to contact you?
To contact me?
Well, I mean, yes, you're saying about your colleague, and how can I also contribute to this?
You know what? There's what I will do is I will add my my email address in the chat of this meeting. So maybe you can send me an email with also with the kind of topics you are interested in, and let's see how we can work together on that. I will add also my my mobile phone number. It's no secret. So that's the way. That's the most easy way to contact me.
Thank you, Mathijs. And Taisia, you can also join the NHL Stenden Union if you want to. We're always we also, thanks to that, we're in touch with Mathijs, and it's really easy way to get in touch with other associations and a bit what's going on at NHL Stenden. At least I'm kind of aware about a lot what's currently going on thanks to the union. So it's a really good way.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I just missed the first part, so maybe I'm a bit confusing with all of that. But actually, NHL Stenden Union is in charge of these kind of projects, sustainability, mainly sustainability, or others projects as well.
We made them kind of ours.
Mhm.
We just do what we like to do. So we organized also we organize other events, like also a webinar with Friso Visser about fuel your brain with creativity. So we have a lot of different other projects going on, and I can tell you I'm always available, Annika, to tell you more about the union, and you're always welcome to join. So yeah, definitely. We also have our Instagram page where you can probably find more information. And yeah, so we have our weekly meetings or every 2 weeks. Right now we've been focusing on Sustainability Week, so we will have a meeting afterwards. But yeah, feel free to always join.
Sure, thank you.
Thank you. All right, I think it's time to round off. Thank you for being here, everyone. And well, we'll stop recording right now, and I'll see you next time.
Okay.